What a match we have been blessed to witness here, and we're going for another. It's Inferno, it's all on the line, and the winner of this faces Heroic in the finals. It's been a true honor to cast so far.
Oh, it absolutely has, bro. I am ready to go. It has been such an intense day here in the semifinals, and we're not even at the finals yet, bro. Like, I feel like we've been delivered the quality already, though, at this point here early on in the playoffs, and now we're going into Inferno. Now, this is a map that Avanagar usually quite strong on. They're going to feel pretty at home here. For CR4ZY, when they came into this tournament, forget the roster change. They had lost their last 9 games in a row on Inferno. They were getting blown to bits on the map. But now, they've put this team together, and they've won it twice so far this tournament, against Asterion and against Havu. Now, there's a big difference between those two teams, though, and what you're going to be seeing right now against Avanagar. Avanagar is a team that has been really building themselves up in the Tier 2 scene for quite some time. We've seen them finally pop off at a Tier 1 level at the Major, and this is a much bigger test for CR4ZY, especially a brand new lineup, basically, coming into this.
Well, Netherlands, you've been one hell of a crowd, and we're going to have at least one more map for you in this semi-finals for you, myself and Dust. Then we got the finals afterwards.
Indeed, that's when Scrawny and Launders are going to grace themselves with, or something like that. I don't know where I was going with that, but they're going to be out here, and they're obviously going to do some fantastic work also. We got a great panel as well for you. So everything is ready to go. All that's left to wait for is the start of this map, which is coming up right now, Vince. We're on Inferno. It's Avanagar. It's CR4ZY. It's for a slot in the grand finals. A classic map 3 in front of us.
You couldn't ask for a better one than Inferno. Avanagar starting on the T side. Gonna have a lot of utility at their disposal. 2 mollies, 3 smokes. Enough to actually maybe sell a fake, if they so chose, or completely blot out the B side. They are playing this one slowly, maybe anticipating a crazy push down middle. Now look at this stack in middle, actually. CR4ZY have 4 players here. A quadruple crossfire has been established. This does leave Ships all alone. Here's Billy, no mates on B. He's about to have some enemies tapping on his door momentarily. Smoked out on Coffins. More grenades gonna follow it up. There's not too much he can do, but he still connects the headshot through the smoke. Even while flashbanged. And he's trying to buy time for the rest of his team to get in. This is where Emmy's utility could be massive.
Indeed, he has a smoke, a flash, and a grenade. It could block off one angle, allow them to pop flash their way in, and the nade damage has done its job. It has chunked down some of these players. It gives them a way back in, but Buster, he's going to try his damage to stop it from happening.
Glock on the approach has been swiped away, looking to erode the T's, who've planted their flag on B and made it their home. CR4ZY looking to evict them. Flashbang is perfect. Jane couldn't see anything. Kick it out the back of the site with the Glock. Is looking to rip through some heads. And now it all falls to Adren. He's been smoked off. This is where the lack of a kit's really going to start to hurt CR4ZY. Needs to be a full 10-second defuse. And Esperanto playing bodyguard has been successful.
So well done. He had to stick it. He couldn't help Esperanto. He had to put all his faith in his teammate, and Esperanto did deliver off the back of it. That will be 1 round now going the way of CR4ZY. Also gives some credit. The Ship's playing really smart, buying time, getting a frag, helping set up the retake. He's taking over Nexus position on the B bomb site as kind of the anchor of that site. And he definitely did his job there. And now he'll be able to get an MP9 and a nade set. Rest of the team buying around it as well. Even though there was a bomb plant, Vince. Oh, never mind. They actually did get SG. So, well, you know, kind of just typical, isn't it?
It's just the one this time, though. We're not going to have 2 or 3 shenanigans. And this does mean that it's Sanji that's going to be basically struggling next round.
Yeah, he definitely made the great sacrifice so that Kicker could get armor and an 8 set.
That's, of course, assuming that they don't win this round, Dust. If they do, you can pick up the spoils of war, one of these rifles from CR4ZY's corpse.
Surely. It just obviously makes things a little bit tougher. Do see Adren and Sanji taking over Apartment's control. Pretty normal for them.
See if Avanagar can build off that energy as they rummage up through Banana. Some teams, when they're up against it, the animal instincts kick in. No doubt who the crowd are following. CR4ZY in the ascendancy in terms of weaponry. Going to be smoking off on Banana. 35 seconds left too. Once that smoke clears, there's not going to be much time left.
There's already so much of a defense here, Vince. Like, how are you going to possibly break through this?
Well, they're going to try. just by running straight at them, but they still stalling, still waiting for that smoke to deplete, maybe baiting the fake. But now they have to go in, they have to press the button, they have to engage. Ships is doing a solid job of holding them at bay with his MP9, allowing Emmy to come in now with his SMG. And James, who is watching the back, is now the only player left alive, but not for much longer. At least he died before time, so their economy isn't affected.
Good defense there from CR4ZY. Again, Chip's doing a great job just buying time, allowing a distraction to take place where his teammates can kind of start funneling in and be that assistance they need to close out the round. 2-0 now for CR4ZY. Buy doesn't really pan out there, obviously, for Avanagar, but they're still able to construct something here in this round. It's just, again, CR4ZY, the sacrifice in the previous round leaves him with just the 250, but everyone else is rifled up. A little bit limited on utility, though, to be fair. Makes it a little bit harder to have that utility exchange war at Banana and still have stuff left over for an execute.
50% disintegrates. $300 well spent by CR4ZY. Still have 4 nades to back it up.
Here's what I want to see, man. Like, you know, Buster and Kicker are that hit squad on the B control, and I want to see that battle versus Ships, the B anchor. I feel like that is going to be the very key head-to-head matchup of this half that will determine just how many rounds Avanagar are able to get. Can they put a stop to Kicker and Buster? Remember, these are 2 of the best performers of this tournament so far, particularly Kicker is very near the top.
He finds the information he's looking for, can call to the rest of his team, but Kickert, you highlighted him, and for good reason. There's 2 there for him. He's done his damage, but so has Otto. Spammed up through the smoke. Avanagar will make the most and pounce onto the site for the plant. Right on their assumption that no more CTs would be over here on B. And Letney and Esperanto are going to have to clutch a 2v3. They do have kits and nades. More than enough to play with. Gonna bank it off the wall. That smoke, though, will stop them from spotting whether James crosses or not. Well-timed smoke deployed by Avanagar. Looking for the boost. James' position's already there. Double nades. Also stacked to the back of the site. And because CR4ZY didn't get any kills off the utility, they're gonna pull the plug.
And it's one to play for the long term here. The economy is quite low on players like Emmy and Chips. And Esperanto, looking to see if he can't find an exit or something like that. Try to force some rebuying out of Avanagar. Try to keep the economy as tight as he can. And indeed, he does find CR4ZY. That was the low-money player anyway. That makes it even worse on him. But it is a round finally from Avanagar. Again, it's Kicker. That is the guy you've got to watch out for on that B side. He is so good at entering that area. Him and Buster, the tag team. Fantastic stuff.
More weapons on the horizon, though. Both teams coming through strong. Lack of utility for Otto to be supplemented by the rest of his teammates. Smoke down into mid. Adren is having none of it. He's going to push through. He's going to try and break through these defenses. Already Arch Control going the way of Avanagar. Flashbang in, but Esperanto decides better of it because there's a smoke in his eyes.
Good incendiary, though, on Moto. They did slow Avanagar down. It buys time for the rotation. Now 4 players from CR4ZY are good. They're trapped behind smokes right now, and that Molotov's also going to be a problem for Emmy. Takes some damage, able to fade back, but at least they're positioned properly. Chips is being kind of on the anchor, and everyone else is here to try to put a stop to this attack from Avanagar.
Big kill. Otto in the pit and Buster around the corner. All the trades going the way of Avanagar. And Ships still on B, maybe anticipating a fake.
And he's going to be sailing into a save.
There's no 2 ways about that. Whether it will be calm waters or not is an entirely different question. It doesn't seem like Avanagar are too interested in hunting for him.
No, not at all. Just, I like this from Avanagar, though, man, because I feel like the way that they played Inferno has evolved so much over time. Like, I remember there was a point where they were super slow. Like, you know, just kind of typical CIS team, play the map control style. You know, you have your roles well established, and you just kind of make the mid-round decisions. But then they were starting to go to, like, a more scrappier style when CR4ZY joined the team, and they were more prone to do the faster pace attacks and things of that nature. But it felt like this tournament, they kind of reverted back a bit. Like that Havu game, they were very slow. They almost lost that map, to be honest. It felt like their T side really lacked that kind of oomph to it that got you excited. But we've seen very early on in this half them being willing to pick up the pace a little bit and kind of go for the throats of CR4ZY and try to put themselves in that grand finals position. So I do like that I'm seeing that variance. That's what you want. You want a dynamic T side. You want to be able to change the pace as the game goes. You want to keep those CTs guessing, and we're already starting to see that come to fruition here very early on in this half.
And Another mix-up this time. It's going to be up on Banana. 3 players up there from Crazy, including the M4 wielding ships. Saving it from the round prior. Flashbang in. Molotov, though, is going to stop any peaks, and a solid flash into peak. We'll see Buster open up his account in round 5. The M4 goes with it. No one's close from Crazy to retrieve that gun either. But they have managed to stack all players together. The downside is it's only a P250 between the 4 of them. The HE was already tossed in and did nothing at all to stop Avanagar.
Yeah, not a whole lot that Crazy can do in this round, right? You just got some pistols, the gun being tossed away, making sure that no way Crazy can reclaim that weapon. Obviously, Sanji's already basically cleared the A-bomb site, holds library. No chance at a rotation here from Crazy to cause any real problems. So this round will definitely go the way of Avanagar. They're going to be up 3-2. Crazy will just have to kind of chill out over there at B. Maybe throw some coins into the wishing well, because their dreams of making the grand finals are slowly starting to slither away. At least I think that's a wishing well. Is it? Let's just pretend that it is. I think it is a wishing well on the B side. I don't know. There's goldfish in it, so it's kind of weird. Usually you don't see goldfish in a wishing well, but hey.
We'll roll with it.
Yeah. Would be kind of random. Like you're just a goldfish swimming in a wishing well and just coins dropping on you all day.
Kicker has the right idea, just being perched up on the Banana, but Crazy aren't going to be pushing down. Again, treating this as a mini timeout. Next round they can buy, of course. There's no doubt that Avanagar have looked the sharper of the teams coming through into Inferno.
It's been like, it's been weird, right? Because I mean, if you would have held me to some type of final decision on Crazy's chances of winning that second map, I would have thought they were going to do it. Like, even when Avanagar started making that comeback in the second half, Crazy still had, like, what, like a 14 rounds for a very long time. It's like, surely they eventually piece it together, but it didn't happen, and now Avanagar are looking to kind of use that momentum here on Inferno. 2 of their players actually haven't even gotten a frag yet. They're still up 3-2, though. You're seeing a lot of production out of the other 3 players. Very often, it's very rare you would see a team ahead on the scoreboard 5 rounds in with 2 of their teammates with 0 frags.
It's true, not a statistic that you're often reading. Banana control, not quite there for Avanagar just yet, but they've done a good job of building the foundations for the Molotovs. At the very least, they know that Crazy can't be perched up behind the likes of sandbags. They're going to start to back away anyway. Maybe this is something that Crazy will start to go for later on, is some aggressive plays and keep Avanagar on their tiptoes. Right now, it just feels like Avanagar are dictating the pace of every round, and Crazy is sat back and waiting. They're answering rather than asking questions.
Do see Avanagar setting up for some type of play over towards A. Smoke's being lined up over towards lanes. How looking, they're really heavy pressure in this direction. Letney, though, guarding the apartments.
Ooh, 3 headshots. Carves a path for Crazy to get back into the half. Buster, barely tagged. There's still 40 seconds. There is definitely a way back into this round for Avanagar. The bomb, though, has committed fully. As Buster gets round the side, Otto's gone down, his life deemed forfeit, and Ships dies from beyond the grave. He gets burnt to a crisp. So actually 3 players died in that round from Crazy. After Letney picks up 3, you assume it's going to be over very quickly and cleanly. More damage inflicted than they would have been comfortable with in the end, but exquisite work by Letney holding off balcony. And got a 4th to boot.
Yeah, that was really big play from him. He was the key in stopping that execute from working, just playing on the balcony. No flash affected him. Crazy weren't able to trade him out either, so it was a really good defense, and that gets it back to a 3-on-3 score. Triple banana set up here from Crazy. Emmy being the added one to the normal 2.
Nade on the retreat. Buster's already up close, going to be flashed at top banana. Decides better of the decision to push in. Now taking some more control for themselves. And I mean, Crazy have tried to make it up a little bit on banana, but I feel like they haven't fully committed behind anything. It's more flirtation. They decide, screw it, let's just go back to the site.
Also curious when we're going to see a second out from Chips. It feels like once the economy's there, you'll probably see that happen. That's where things might be a little bit different. Definitely seen him be very proficient with that weapon on banana in previous matches. But right now, it's going to be just the 3 CTs. They do have good positioning, though. I mean, it's all about, do you check, you know, all your corners.
HE being tossed out by Emmy. Tsunami of terrorists ebbing its way onto the site. Kick out with both entries again, but Chip, that 3rd player, capitalizing. catches him off guard. Letney through the smoke does deal with Sanji. So Jame, 1-on-2. Two separate areas of aggression going to be coming in from CR4ZY. Otto up on Banana. That flash may have given his position away. And Letney still lurking in the shadows of Ruins, now making a move in CT. Otto basically is going to play bait, but it's not together. It's not cohesive. Jame has every chance to clutch. And he will take it with ease.
The Op Jesus himself, Vince, coming up big here for his team to keep them out in front. That tie not going to linger for too long. It's going to go the way of Avanagar here, 4-3. A good initial defense, and they had 3 players well positioned. It felt like, yeah, they're going to get this, but it was just kind of these quick, rapid exchanges, 1-for-1. And then Jame eventually found himself with a winnable 1v2 that he does capitalize on, and now CR4ZY, they have very little to work with, Vince. This is where Avanagar can really start to steam out in front.
Ouch. Rest in peace, Emmy. Never stood a chance.
Gone but not forgotten. In fact, you'll be right back in the next round. That's how this works. What, you don't like my Captain Obvious analysis? I thought it was pretty good.
Top draw.
Yeah.
Esperanto's going to get smoked out, anticipating a quick push. Nothing forthcoming. Avanagar biding their time. Molotov's now going to be forcing out ships into the open. Nearly had the right idea with the smoke. And business resuming as usual. Actually, the bomb is back at T-spawns. That's a little bit awkward. Not that it really should make any kind of difference. CR4ZY perched up close. Desert Eagle for Esperanto. This would be one of the clutches of the year if he pulled this off. I mean, there's not really much to hold on to, so they may as well go for it. Still at the backside of the Ruins, waiting. See if Vanguard maybe push into him. Otto. And Esperanto's down. And any small glimmer of hope that CR4ZY had goes with him. Clean round, not a single point of health lost.
Crowd having a lot to cheer for right now because we've had great Counter-Strike all day long up until this point, and it seems like it's going to continue that way based on how this half has played out thus far. Very close game on our hands. Not much that CR4ZY could really do in that round. The money wasn't there, but now they'll go into a full buy. Ships won't have the AWP, will have the other scope. Don't see the AUG as much as you used to, but still can be effective on some of the longer angles.
Very capable hands of ships as well. Otto can still stay in position to wallbang down on Banana. Molotov not quite deep enough to force him away.
Definitely a different look. You don't see auto op B very often. He's very A-heavy, and they just rely on a second op to get B and ships his hands or something like that if they wanted the sniper in that position. He decides to try to change that come up, but that means that mid is weaker, and Esperanto was trying to cover for it, but Sanji, a very flexible rifler, sometimes an apartments player, but can be that mid-entry force as well sometimes, and he comes up with a big kill. This opens up A. There's only one defender here, Vince. There's 3 in library, but this utility is keeping them stuffed. They can't get out.
Yeah, the smoke and the flashbangs are doing such a good job of keeping him at arm's reach. Letney, in the meanwhile, he's going to have to get up close. It's going to have to get sticky on the side. Otto, in the meanwhile, getting a kill. Because of the kill, it may force them back towards B. Now they're rethinking that decision. Smoke down in arches. Letney going to be playing behind the hay bales. Maybe just waiting in there. Otto's made a move in with his AWP. Meanwhile, Emmy's been found in middle and dealt with accordingly. And Avanagar,
ooh,
they pull the plug. They're going back to B.
Is someone going to check top mid and realize this, though? I mean, obviously, Ships will eventually realize it with the AUG here, but Vince, there's no smoke for CT spawn. Oh, but Buster. Oh, my goodness.
Oh. But if they don't check Ships, this could be the round done. The bomb goes out into the open. There's 18 seconds left, and Ships is still standing. He is still banging heads left and right, and he could just win this round right here, right now. Sanji has to hold down on the plant, and as soon as the plant comes through, oh no, it's backfired. Sanji survives on 4 HP. How is that possible? 4 HP, but he now at least has the ability to relocate. Letney's not exactly healthy himself, has no nades, no kit. This may very well favor Sanji. There's so many angles you're gonna check. Letney, does he have the right call? You better believe he does. But Ships needs the plaudits. His hold was massive on B site.
Just a second. Okay.
He's got it.
Oh, a little bit concerned for just a bit. It was definitely down to the wire, but he does get it done. And yeah, Ships did do so much work. And that was really dangerous, man, because, you know, he's the only guy B. No one's rotating. Buster sneaks into Archway. So if anyone was going to rotate, now they're probably going to get owned. Like, they're probably not going to Buster to be there. Buster does get a kill top middle as well. So you really start to wonder, like, if it's going to be a problem where Ships gets pinched. But he did so well to get these 2 kills, to buy time. Yeah, he did kind of mess up that 3rd spray, but we're going to give him a pass on that because he put Letney in a winnable 1v1, and Letney took care of business. And so now we're right back into a close affair. 4-5 is going to be the score as we do head into round number 10. It's been kind of a marathon here in these semifinals.
Players must be feeling it right about now.
Yep, had a 3-map right here, and then obviously a little earlier today we also had a 3-mapper, and all the games have been relatively close, if we're honest. Like, I feel like every time it's been double digits from the losing team, except for that one nuke game.
3 MP9s, crazy. Has that spray potential on the board. Playing pretty centralized around quad.
Yeah. So we can go for an apartments explode, Vince. Or Adren's Handshake can be more active.
We've seen this before from Letney. Last time it was 3 kills. Otto's missed a vital shot, but Esperanto to dig him out. What a shot by Kicker. But now Jane, he has time by his side. He knows one player's to his left hand side. He's prioritized so well. You could see what he was trying to accomplish, but his aim didn't help him out.
Esperanto. I'm not going to sing the rest of that, but he obviously came up really huge there. Again, particularly because his teammate missed a shot. Like, you called that exactly right. That could be so dangerous when you miss that first chance and you give the T's that little bit of space. All that they need. They get on the balcony. They're able to spread out, able to maybe overwhelm you, but Esperanto stepped up to the plate, knocked it out of the park, and now he tied up the game.
Smokes in play. Avanagar have the firepower to supplement the push. Are they going to go back for the tried and tested B hit? If they do, there's going to be 3 players there waiting for them, and Kicker does take a little bit of tick damage from the Molotov.
He did touch the stove, Vince, a little too early.
That sound cue may have been heard by one of the players up close.
Yeah, absolutely. They are going to hold that 3B setup as well. And oh no, Jane, though, he's found auto over at lane. It's going to put a lot more stress on Letney. He is getting a rotation from Esperanto, but depending on how quick Avanagar explode on the rest of this site, they may be some trouble. The utility, though, has been really, really good. It's a loud time for Esperanto to get over, but Adren has a good position in apartments. It's going to be a B hit anyway.
B hit on the cards, keeping Adren over on A, just to keep them interested to play interference. It's the bomb peeking first. That is going to be everything that Ships was hoping for and more. So much damage inflicted across to Avanagar just by Ships' hand. And they are scared of him. They're going to back away. 35 seconds additionally. And although Adren was in apps earlier and could have had a fast counteractive play, he did pull back into second mid. So this is labored, this is slow, they're limping their way to the site. It's a free frag for Letney. And it's the stack side as well. What a flick onto Adren. Plucks him out of midair. And Jane now, the last player to fall. The lead has been retaken by CR4ZY.
Yeah, it seems like all roads end with Ships. Ships has been the new addition to this team, only 19 years old, from Bulgaria, formerly of Wendigo. I think he's a player that kind of caught a lot of attention because he had that big performance at the WESG 2018 finals where he just went ludicrous on Wendigo's victory there. Really helped him in a big, big way to hoist that title. Was the MVP of the tournament, beating up teams like G2, Main Brazil, Fnatic, etc. He's delivering here as well. He's going to keep it going, Vince. He gets aggressive, he finds a frag, and he gets the hell out of Dodge.
Oh, and the grenade stops them as well from pushing. Molotov bounces off the forehead of Kicker. That's going to leave a mark. But so is Ships' Org if you allow him to go back in one more time. Confidence going to be coursing through his veins as he looks to spill the remaining Avanagar players out onto Banana. Now, they may not anticipate Adren being on the logs, He may be able to make the most of this or not. Emmy has Ships' back covered. James has made a little bit of a cheeky play through Library in the meanwhile. There is control over the bomb.
It's one of those things that's really nice and all, and maybe he gets this kill, but not going to find much past that. But he could save this M4 over to the next round. That'd be nice.
Surprise! Otto in the meanwhile, though, just going to flick around. Get him out of contention to take any more kills down with him.
Crowd getting pumped. Crazy starting to really sink their teeth into this half now. They have played really well. Ships has been so huge at 13 kills. One for every round plus another. And he's just going to keep it going. No, never mind. Kicker says he's had enough. We talked about how that duel between Kicker, Bustard, and Ships would be so pivotal on how this half played out, and it has been a key takeaway from the half, but this time Kicker's the victor.
At some point, though, if Ships is constantly playing aggressive, of course the Vanguard are going to read that. Yeah. It only works so many times.
True.
Now, he did put down some significant hurt onto a Vanguard, but still all 5 players stand. Well then, they try to bait out Buster so that the AWP kill could come straight through from Jane, but he's missed his chance. Nade gonna bank off the wall, and Jane will pounce. Letney forced out of the pit. He's been such a pillar, a bastion, a talisman for Crazy. And alongside Emmy, they will not allow a Vanguard to pass.
That was a great play from Esperanto. I thought he was in a lot of trouble. It seemed like for a moment there he was going to get caught in awkward space. And then when he gets the first kill, I think he actually like scroll wheeled by accident and jumped oddly, and it looked a little bit scary. I almost didn't think he was going to get back into the bomb site. And then he re-peeks, which was dangerous, but he actually got another kill on the porch player with another little headshot there. So well done by him, and obviously his teammates over at A also had things covered. And now we have 2 rounds left in the half, and this half might be as close as it gets, Vince. But with that kill and the fact that Avanagar have little to work with, Crazy might take a little bit of a bigger lead.
Man, Ships is relentless. He continues to peek Banana, or it doesn't matter.
He is the captain now, Vince. And Esperanto is his mate, and he's been able to find the headshot on the Jame, adding to the dominance of Crazy in this round.
Sanji up close with the Mac 10 will drill into Ships. Trades up to the AWP. He'd love to push onto the site, but he doesn't even have control of the bomb. And that AWP will be retrievable, so they keep both in play.
The rounds are starting to spill in now for Crazy, Vince. I think they've won, what, like 6 or so in a row at this point. The 5-3 lead that Avanagar was enjoying has been long gone now, and we go into the final round with a half a chance for Crazy to actually reach double digits. They've been defending Avanagar so well, even though Avanagar's played a different style, where they've actually been more willing to kind of do faster paced plays and try to throw some curveballs. They've all been thwarted. Like Ships has dominated Banana. That duel between Kicker and Buster and himself, he's been the victor of many of those. Kicker's having one of the few games, I think, this whole tournament where he's gone negative. I think he's gone positive in every single map outside of this one. So that is just another piece of evidence that shows you how much impact Ships has had at slowing down any type of attacks at B that Avanagar are hoping to run from their playbook in this game. And then, I mean, you've had Letney step up big, being that kind of pit anchor. He had that 3K spray down on the balcony a few rounds ago. He had a round just recently with Esperanto where they tagged up to get a couple of kills. So it's been great stuff.
Esperanto, here's the rallying cry. And we'll be pushing in. Surprise, surprise, Ships in down Banana. And while everyone's attention is turned towards Banana, this is where that play can really start to get sketchy. Esperanto is waiting. He's biding his time, and alongside Otto, they're going to strike twice. The lightning rod has been placed in middle. And they have been struck multiple times. Adren and Sanji looking to bounce back and see if maybe they can salvage this. Otherwise, Crazy going to be on double digits at half-time. Utility, not bad. And Otto going down to a triple dink through the wall. Certainly going to add a few more woes to the equation, but Emmy has found the perfect timing, not anticipating the second player being in there, which is Sanji, who nearly missed his chance. As Emmy switched to a smoke. But now it falls to Ships. He was last seen on Banana. Like a ghost in the wind, they may very well pass one another, but Sanji's got the angle covered! And the Deagle will reign true. Crazy lead 9-6 at halftime. Can they convert? Find out after this break. One half separates Avanagar and Crazy from the grand finals. One will progress, one gets eliminated with heroic waiting in that next best of three. Crazy lead, 9-6. They now move across to the T side, and Avanagar desperately require a little bit of stability on their CT side to kick things off.
It's bullet time, that thing, dude. Might be Neo. Didn't think Matrix 4 was out yet, but he does get away with that one. But this push mid, this is going to be interesting. Has it been spotted? I think so.
Esperanto with two and nearly a third. There will be ships that takes it away from him, but Adren, the grizzled veteran, going to be leaning on some of that experience to pull back. Kicker had a chance, but it's fleeting. It's gone. Adren's going to hold the line a little bit longer. In comes the other USP. Kicker is connecting headshots. They're still in with a chance. The HP favors Letney, but the next bullet could seal the deal. It could get Avanagar back in. The adrenaline going to be spiking on both players. Kicker's an animal. Not for the first time. He bails his team out and gives them another chance.
And Kicker's finally coming alive in this map with a play like that. He's been so good all tournament long. Again, one of those MVP candidates you have to have in mind if Avanagar go all the way. He's been quiet opening. Ships had his way with him in the first half, but Kicker comes up massive in this play. I thought Esperanto had won the round. He caught the mid-aggression. He got 2 big kills. It seemed like everything was lining up for Crazy to find double digits, but Kicker had different plans, Vince. James bonding his way around the USP, getting the job done. Now it's 7-9 and already a timeout coming in from Crazy. I didn't like that.
Yeah, I mean, that is soul-destroying. You're in a position where you could have been 10-6 in the lead, keep the CT's economy low. You're on a fast track to the finals, and then suddenly, oh, Kicker and Adren have just destroyed us all, and we're on the back foot. And Avanagar have every chance and every opportunity now to tie us up at 9-9 if they can convert these subsequent rounds.
Buy does come out here from Crazy. Not really surprised after the first round bomb plant. It's kind of the typical thing you see. Triple stack here from Avanagar early over towards the B side. Esperanto will be the one leading the charge here. He's going to be that normal B player. Kicker and Buster, the defenders on this side, just like they are attacking on T, they mirror it over. We'll have to deal with Chips this time, though. I think they're going to be happy about that. Chips is normally an apartments player, so may not deal with them very much. But in this round, he will be reinforcing this B attack, so that duel will actually break out, perhaps. But it seems like Esperanto just want to hold this on his own. Bomb actually shuffles back over to middle.
Uh-oh. Esperanto. He's found some prey. He's latching down on it with 2. And he knows there's now a 3rd player here, but he catches the nade in his pocket, and Jane goes aggro. Slight gap in the smoke, but he wants to play where the SMG is at its most deadly, and that's up close.
Oh, there's a gap there, too, and now Sanji can kind of peer around it. He also has an incendiary whenever they want to come in. He spots the one across the pool. Jane knows it, too. He gets the frag.
This round could easily slip away. This is where the gap in the smoke is really going to wreak havoc. That grenade is money. Emmy taking the brunt of it, and they're going to piece out of there, but Adren is already moving in towards middle.
And he has that weird close angle that you're probably not going to look for, to be honest with you, unless if he keeps holding this position. I think he gets at least 1. I'd be really impressed if they actually just pick him apart right away.
Especially as it was the weekend player in first and Avanagar. They have bounced back. When Esperanto got those 2 entries, you feared the worst for them. But that whiffed smoke, man, like that was so brutal.
It's got to be frustrating if you're Esperanto. You've made some really big plays, and your teammates have not been able to finish the job that you started. That's the 2nd time in a row he's gotten 2 entries to start the round, get the quick 5 versus 3, and then you still take the L. And you have to hold on to it into this round as well, because there's not much invested from Crazy. They have to take a step back. That 4 spot didn't work. Now they have to just work with the pistols. This is worth. Avanagar going to top this game, Vince. Another tie game in the 2nd half, bro. It's a dream come true for everyone to see some great Counter-Strike today.
There could be a whole lot more before this best of 3 comes to conclusion. This round, though, is looking like a bit of a gimme. Should be over fast. Esperanto with a deagle. Gonna keep Avanagar on their tiptoes. They tap themselves out to a 9-9 score. This again, Dust, is where Crazy go back to that pistol and they think, oh, what could have been?
Yeah, that is very true, but no ifs, ands, or buts can get in your mind now. You have to just focus up, and we are going to see the buy coming in for both sides. Jane will have the AWP. Crazy. Oh, look at Jane. He's the one doing some crazy stuff there. The side's better of it, though, and pulls back. It's Crazy just looking to push forward on apartments, start getting some control that direction. They do have Otto and Emmy at B, but Esperanto being in the apartments instead of doing the B control, that's a declaration of intent. You know that they're looking to charge at apartments if Esperanto's in this position.
Here's the tip of the spear, looking to puncture and prod onto A. Adren sat back in the pit. It's going to be tested momentarily, and he has failed that test. The kicker will not be able to do anything about it. Jane holding on just about, but it's at the cost of so much of his health. And as the SG nearly rips through him, he has his trusty AWP to save. Potentially, if they want to back away, they may go for this, though. They've still got some nades and kits alongside them. Buster making a move through on quad. Pit, site, and apps, where the T's currently reside, where they have set up their tents. They will not be forced off this land without a fight. And the Vanguard are ready to give it them just that. Emmy down first. There's no cover from Pit, but now Letney shows his hand. It's all about where Ships is. They have no idea where this second T... Well, now they do. Sanji's ran past it and instantly claimed him. But in the wild, James just sat back. He's not in any position to go for the defuse. They're going to take all the players with them as Letney will die to the bomb. But it will be Crazy taking the round.
That's a rough one for Jane. I mean, he was really hoping that someone eventually would show themselves, surely get Graveyard or Pit or Balcony. I mean, he's got the op at moto. He's thinking, come on now. Someone will eventually give me the shot, and no one did. So he winds up being riddled useless on that retake, and his teammates, while Sanji got a nice little pick there from Graveyard, it just was not enough. Timeout coming in from Crazy now. Big victory for Crazy. It gets them back out in front. Great job by Letney and Otto on the entry there on that A attack. Esperanto wasn't the one that found the kill, but he created the space, and his teammates were able to capitalize finally. Again, winner of this map moves on to the grand finals to greet Heroic. Loser will have to settle for a top 4 finish despite being really dangerously close to the grand finals themselves.
Gonna be Molotov'd out of apps. Jane wanted to peek it. I've seen in previous maps that he likes to just go for that close angle, but Molotov out again, asking to smoke just to survive. Of course, he doesn't know where the player's going to be forcing their way through Boiler,
Yep,
so don't want to take the risk.
They know that they've actually caused a lot of utility to be spent as well over towards the lane side. They know that Avanagar at best is on a low buy anyway, so they are able to start shuffling their numbers over towards the A side of the map. They're going to leave Esperanto in place at B to be the thorn in their side to keep those 2 players in place. And maybe, if he's lucky, if he can get a kill or just do anything that might cause a third person to come rotate towards the B side, he would open up a bit more of an opportunity for CR4ZY. CR4ZY does check top middle. No one has showed themselves there yet. It's going to be another apartments explosion. And oh no, they're rotating in the spawn. It's all on the graveyard player. As I say that though, CR4ZY is back.
He's back, but will he get there in time? Yes. The smoke is a little bit too late. Adren, he has choices, he has options. This isn't where the MP9 really is at its best. A medium sort of range. The dink comes in. Emmy with 1 HP survives. And with his life being up for debate, Avanagar may not go behind this. 3 players low. One of them has just been finalized by the hands of Kickert. They are poised, pondering, pontificating whether they should go back onto this site. All 3 of them on quad. They're going to be lining up. This is where Emmy's Galil could be so vitally important, but there's a grenade going over. It's going to chip both those players, slow them down additionally. 1 flash between the 2 of them. And to make matters worse, they're walking into ships, and Emmy and CR4ZY going to hold on to the plant.
They say American football is a game of inches, and I feel like CS is a game of milliseconds. And what you really saw there was just the craziest of timings that goes the way of the namesake over on that T side, getting out of those apartments right as there was a shuffling of a rotation towards spawn. Even though CR4ZY was able to get back, he could never really settle in, and CR4ZY do overwhelm the site, and they win the clutch in the end, and now they have Avanagar on low money.
He summed it up really. So often CS just comes down to those split-second decisions, split-second reaction shots.
Yeah. And Avanagar, they have to just gamble in a round like this. They'd have very little to work with, and it's somber times because they're going the wrong direction. And they're going to find out soon enough that this bomb's actually going to be headed towards B. Smoke down on CT spawn already. They're looking to load up the utility and run their way in. They just have ships holding position, his default role. Oh no, actually they're going back to A. But then they spot that middle presence. Maybe they're going to think better of it and go back towards B again. If they're just waiting for these first 2 to kind of feel it out, see if they can bring the bomb back to B or not. And ships in the meantime might get a chance to just farm some kills on this rotation.
Yeah, they have time. They don't have to force into anything just yet. If Adren had shown his hand, they know 100% there's going to be a stack here. Now that Ships has found that, they're going to feel even more confident. How in the hell did he win that fight?
That's just Adren timing out the bullets really well, kind of knowing when he's going to stop spraying, when he can peek. He gets the kill. That's going to collect a free SP for Avanagar going to the next round, which is quite nice.
Yeah, certainly going to bolster up that buy. And again, we've discussed many times how powerful the SG is on the CT side.
Wow, dude. That's rude. Yeah, I agree. There's no need for that. They're really not having it out there, are they?
Adren ain't got time for your chickens. Bomb detonating any second now. Letney waiting for a potential push, and Kickert can decide better off that choice. Saves his life. 3-round lead.
Yep. This is where I feel like you need Otto to come in with the AWP. Keep this going for CR4ZY. He's had a quiet game. Luckily, he's had Chips and Letney and company really come in strong. In fact, 3 of those players are at 18 frags, so they're really kind of fighting for first for that team. With Avanagar back into the buy, AWP here for Jane. Rifles across the board except for CR4ZY. He's done it again. Or actually, it's a different player. Everyone's out here slaying chickens. They need to start slaying their opponents.
Well, he burned for his sins on the chicken.
Okay, that's a little...
He is. That's number 34.
Might be like a little bit too much of a punishment for the crime, but I don't know. 4 players over towards A. Here for Avanagar on the defense. Esperanto playing very deep into T stairs. Not quite sure just yet where Crazy want to go. They've actually been taking their time in a lot of these rounds, to be fair. Now just smoke on the left side towards Closet. Esperanto is keeping some pressure towards B. Not enough, though. Everyone's still from Avanagar hanging around the A side of the map. Defense is going to be very stout. Going to be hard for Crazy to break through and take brute force alone. But they actually just throw their utility. They deny Kicker information on getting vision on brackets, so he can't know how many are mid if they're going to be coming that direction. Now they're going to go for the late B play. It's all going to be on James AWP.
You expect a flash to precede the peak, surely. At least some nades going to be tossed in towards James. If not, he's going to be in trouble. He does see the arc of the flashback. That alerts him to their presence. Kill into retreat. Additionally, here comes Kicker. This doesn't look good for Crazy. Smoke's going to start to land. Kicker using that smoke to his advantage, but he is repelled instantly, putting more pressure on James. Molotov out. This will secure the plant. At the very least, they have the player advantage now. Not far off on that wallbang spot. Nice flick, but it's at the cost of his life. Otto watching Banana. This is where he needs to have some presence. This is where Otto needs to come alive for Crazy. If they're going to clutch this round, a lot falls on his AWP. Still incendiary, a HE for Buster, but he is all that remains, and he doesn't have an ideal angle either to bank it off the wall. He's going to have to go in raw with his SG. He's going to have to take the fight to shift, and it backfires. Crazy hold on to another bomb plant, move one step closer to the finals.
Just a great read. When they hear that op shot from Jane, they probably realize, hey, like, if there's an op here, it might be by itself. So let's just go ahead and try to swarm and trade. Now, Kicker could have been the foil to it all. He pushed through the smoke. He did get one kill, but he only got one. That's the big thing. It's efficient trading from Crazy through and through. Ships finishing it off, as he's done many, many times. And now, Crazy is oh so close to that final best of 3 for the trophy. Avanagar take a timeout, need to consider things because they have been on quite the losing streak here lately. Last 4 in a row have gone the way of Crazy. All that they really have to their name is like winning the pistol and the ensuing force buy, and then they get a freebie because of it. And then ever since the economy's been back for Crazy, Avanagar have not shown us much.
And even then, the pistol was off the back of some heroics from Adren and then Kicker. Kicker's 1v3.
Okay, got a Potter fan out there. We like that.
There you go.
She did a great job casting with you on the first map of this series and been killing the desk all weekend long. Deserves the recognition.
The lack of buy, though, is going to be tentative.
And that's what the timeout was about, like figuring out how much money they could spend, what type of play they wanted to go for. Obviously, you have to gamble in a round like this. They decided to stack B, and they have Kicker playing aggressive in the apartments. Not good for anything, though. Ships playing his default role is going to catch that very easily. That means A is wide open now, and eventually Crazy will figure that out and find round number 14. You have to imagine.
And the only question that really remains now is, do Avanagar even bother to try and traipse across some players to contend with this? It's unlikely. It's going to be Sanji alone with his sidearm of a Desert Eagle. Smoke out. They still feel like this could be a B hit. And also, two-pronged. They want to hold on to their Kevlar for the upcoming round anyway. Now Sanji, can you pull off a spectacular play on the site? It pretty much all rests to you. He may actually just be completely bypassed. Or perhaps not. They have smoked arches. That means they're going to be coming at Sanji with a flashbang just before it. He gave his position away. Panicked a little bit on the trigger. Crazy will have their 14th round.
And not much you could really expect. They had to go for some type of stack just to give themselves maybe a small hope at winning the round. They didn't go their direction, so they will just have to wait. Crazy do go up to 14. They are 2 away from finding the grand finals. Absolutely spectacular performance again from Ships, man. He has been so good this event. It's like he's come into this team kind of last minute, not much prep, and he seems like he's fit right into place. I think that's really, really great because when you lose kind of your 2-star players, you need those shoes to be filled, and I feel like Ships has actually done it in spades.
No doubt, the future looks bright. Buster's going to try and deny some of these saves, and he may actually get a kill from this. Indeed he shall. Ships goes down.
That was kind of awkward. I feel like he just walked into the wrong room. So there you have it. Another round goes the way of Crazy. Quite the streak has been taking place here in this half, but now we finally see the buyback from Avanagar. There is no second op for B, but at least they have the utility in the rifles across the board. James, I feel like he needs to be proactive here. He needs to kind of figure something out for Avanagar. They are falling way behind, and they need some type of spark.
A spark to ignite something special. The fireworks on CT side, perhaps, but it's Esperanto out alone again. He's got entries here before, just playing Lone Wolf style. Flashbang gonna draw out at least one bit of utility. That grenade gonna land right on Kicker.
That's the danger of Esperanto. When he's on, and he can do so much by himself. And I feel like he's been freed now. He knows he needs to be the star of this team now that Hunter and Exa are gone. I feel like time and time again throughout this tournament, he's often delivered. He's had some big games throughout. He had a couple of quiet ones, but usually pretty good. And yeah, he's just going to keep soloing B here. He's going to keep putting that pressure on, keep those two players in place, even making Sanji second guess whether he should still be staying here towards the A side. That utility, though, will keep him in place. Smoke, though, blocks off Moto. They can even wrap into him, and he'd be kind of alone.
Smoke's clear. Aggression imminent. Going to press the button and go in. The aggression... He's going to yield a couple of kills. James just spots a player, just wants to dart back onto the site. He does have his back covered from Pit, and now James can set up the turret of his AWP. A lot of this does rest on Adren, though. If he falls, then James is basically screwed, but Adren is going to help his teammate out. James goes down. Adren still firing, trying to rattle some heads. Otto tackling him down to 7 HP, but there's Kicker from the other side. AWP's going to get picked up. Another round on the side of Avanagar. They're first in 5.
Big play there. I think what really that came down to is that Buster getting that kill on to Esperanto was massive, first of all. Second of all, James peeking top middle like that was actually so important because when you get a kill at B on Esperanto and you've given up arch side because your arch player's been thwarted, you're thinking this could be a mid-B split. I gotta make sure I know. And then he checks on, no, they actually are going A. That allowed Avanagar to rotate. They get the key kills they need, and now they have 10 rounds.
Kicker's just been wrecked off a Molotov, standing it for too long. You have to be very careful about HEs. Potentially why he's trading places with Adren right now.
Yeah, obviously you need that help to keep fighting for B. Not going to be able to do it, so yeah, Adren does come over with Buster. Again, we see Crazy setting up over towards the A side of the map very early on. They do have the smokes that they could put down to do a little bit of a wall in Pit and try to sneak some players in with a pop flash from top middle. It is kind of one of the kind of waterfall type plays you can do on this map. It could be a change of pace, but Kickert and company are in position to deal with it. Even James is watching it with the AWP from Graveyard.
Oh, they nearly lined up for a 2-for-1. There's a flashbang out there as well. Kickert is playing patiently, but Esperanto drops down, clears out Pit, clears out the site, and may have just broken the dreams of Avanagar. They're going to have to save. This will be Crazy with 5 match points.
Absolutely incredible work from Esperanto. I feel like I'm kind of wearing that name ragged. We've had to say it so much this game. He's had so much impact. That was massive because the setup from Avanagar for that attack actually pretty good. Jane even got the first kill. You're thinking, all right, there's something, especially because Kicker's tucked into mini Pit. You think, yeah, they've already killed 2 people here. They probably won't check that. But Esperanto did as he was falling to the ground. Luckily for him, Kickert was low on HP, so any stray bullet would do the job, and indeed it did. And so there it is, Crazy map point fits 1 round away from that finish line to the grand finals. The crowd is pumped, and I'm sure so is Crazy because they know they're so close.
This is where they need to have cool heads on those shoulders. Yes, you're close, but make no mistake, Avanagar can pull it off. And there was Esperanto's beautiful triple entry play.
Yeah. Not only that Chip's kind of making those plays, Esperanto's been so mobile on this map. So he went apartments this time around and got the job done, and might be the finishing touches. James trying to find something at middle, but no one's going to give it to him. At least he's trying to be proactive. I do like that. When you're behind like this, you need your playmaker to come alive and do something. He's trying, but it's just not there. Crazy has been cautious enough to avoid it.
Many people's favorites to take this entire tournament are eyeing up the very real possibility that they are going to go out sooner.
How big of an upset do you feel this is, Vince? I mean, think about it. Avanagar, second at the major, first at last Moscow. They're a team that's been together for a bit. I mean, I know Adren's kind of a recent addition, but, you know.
I'd say this is a significant upset for sure.
Especially because the roster changes were crazy, yeah. But we talked about it from the very beginning of the event, dude. We knew that they still had the firepower to be dangerous, and that's what you're seeing here, I feel like.
But additionally, let's not get ahead of ourselves because CR4ZY haven't won this yet. They still need to convert one of these next 5 rounds. Sanji in the smoke, comes out. His teammate's been picked off, and he doesn't even get the revenge kill. Maybe this isn't after all. This retake is looking so tenuous. Dinks are being exchanged, but it's an MP9 rather than the AK.
And Chips can flank too. He's already cut off one of the rotation points. Kicker has 1 kill, but again, they have to worry about Chips coming through CT spawn. He's really just in this.
Otto dinked. Doesn't need to peek. There's strength in numbers for the T's. That smoke could cause some problems. Flashbang over. Chips has gone down. That's a big part of the puzzle that goes with him. So does Otto. But meanwhile, Adre's the last man standing, but not for much longer. CR4ZY pull off the upset. They're going to the finals to face off against Heroic.
Indeed, that grand finals come up a little bit later on. After a bit of a break, Heroic will be looking to try to take on CR4ZY for that trophy. Absolutely fantastic semifinals match here. Another close game. All 3 games almost went the full distance. Had a great first semifinal as well. So we have 2 very worthy teams to meet each other head-to-head for that trophy on the stage you're seeing in front of you. It's been a fantastic day, and it's not even over yet, Vince. We still have 1 more best of 3 to go. It's going to be our last one, though, Vince. It's been a lot of fun, obviously, casting here. Glad we were able to bring you something over here in Rotterdam and cheer on CR4ZY because they've completed a great feat.
Excellent performance by CR4ZY. Avanagar can hold their heads high as well. Yes, it's an upset, but they did take them to their limits. It was really anybody's game up until the end, but man, I can't wait to sit back and watch this final now.
Oh, yeah, I think that we're in for a good one. We've already been graced with a lot of great Counter-Strike so far, so pray to the CS gods it stays up. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to pass it over to our analyst panel to break that whole thing down. Good luck, because that's a lot.
Thank you so much, guys, and thank you so much for your hard work this weekend. And Dust, it was so fantastic to see you back for that second map. Truly a professional pair. Well, lady and gent, I just want to emphasize before we get into this, the fact that that lineup of CR4ZY has been together less than 3 weeks. They have played 4 maps before they came into this LAN. And every single map they've played, we have seen them come together as a team. As you guys were saying before, the individual skill was there, and now the synergy is forming before our eyes, Blair.
Absolutely, and I did mention this earlier on in the desk, how the firepower, the potential sheer firepower peak this team has could surpass that of Avanagar's, and we could see that. We saw Esperanto come alive, we saw Ships with so many crazy rounds. Even Otto, it was still a little inconsistent, but he had his great moments as well. And for Avanagar, unfortunately, it felt like their greatest strength was also their weakness. It was like they were overthinking rounds and situations too many times. And at certain moments, when you have when you've got the opening kill, you just want to push into a side, you have those protocols down, you have it pat down, you have those flashbangs ready, just go on in, get those kills, get that side. Instead, they overthought things a number of times and lost rounds because they ran out of time, or just one player peeks out from CR4ZY and gets maybe a 2K, and that just seals the deal for them.
Absolutely, and I think the story of this entire series was CR4ZY. Every single player just peaking right at the right moment. And I am glad you mentioned Otto, and I gotta mention Letney as well. That 2 versus 5 on that Dust 2 in a win at 16-14, such a close, intense match. That 2 versus 5, Otto's Molotov, the biggest MVP in this series. He just throws it at that game helper, and to have the sort of game sense and intuition to just clear that with 16 seconds left within the round, it is impressive, and that's exactly what he needed to do, and they reaped the rewards just because of it.
You guys were pointing out in the green room, Avanagar barely winning any clutch situations. We saw a couple of moments with Sanji and with Kicker, and those are 2 players, Kicker in particular, we're used to seeing him multi-fragging to close rounds down, but it felt like there were no opportunities this time for them.
Exactly, and I think it's as Sudan mentioned, that their biggest strength sometimes was their biggest weakness. Yesterday we saw it as well, Avanagar kind of over-rotating, overthinking situations and scenarios, and we saw it here exactly on Mirage and on the Inferno. So many instances where Avanagar, we thought they had those advantages that they could work with, and all of a sudden things turn around on them, and that overthinking really bit them.
I just want to point out the entry kills we saw over there. We had Adren on, I think, 15 entry kills for his team, even though he wasn't really able to be on top of the fragging department. But Otto, despite the fact that he wasn't exactly top fragging in the server, it was Esperanto, and of course it was Ships who was top fragging for his team. Otto had 19 or 20 opening entry kills in that entire series. That's very instrumental indeed. And you know, if you're filling in those roles, you don't have to top frag all the time. It could be you enabling your team. It could be you just going on in. And even if you're sometimes not entry fragging, even though you might be the entry frag, if you convey that information, that's something your team could use, right? And I think that's something CR4ZY did to a very, very high degree.
Exactly. It's the impact that you bring, not just on the scoreboard, but as a whole, as a general in that server. And man, it was really beautiful thing to watch.
Well, we have got Emmy standing by to talk us through his team's victory. Emmy, congratulations. I know you've been a huge part of CR4ZY's success for a very, very long time now, but you must be so proud of how the team pulled things together so quickly.
I'm the proudest guy in the world right now with my team. We proved doubters wrong. They thought CR4ZY is done after Hunter next left, but we don't want to stop here. Not only this tournament, but every other tournament. We want to be the best we can and win every match.
Emmy, I gotta ask, on that Dust 2 map, I know it's probably been a while and your memory may not remember, but Otto ended up throwing a Molotov towards that game helper, and I'm wondering, did you guys see James there, or what made him throw that Molotov?
2v5 situation?
Yes, the 2v5.
No, I heard him. I heard a guy scoping there.
Okay, so you knew he was there. Okay,
yeah,
perfect. Good communication. That was MVP for sure.
Emmy, going to the finals, right? First, congratulations, obviously, but going into the finals, you're going to be facing off against a similar storyline, right? You have Heroic coming in. They've been looking a little lost, and now they have Cadian coming into the picture. They've been looking great, just like how you guys have shaped up to be so solid so far with yourself playing, and of course, Ships joining the team. What are your, like, is it going to be a little different approaching a team like Heroic? Like, if you look at Avanagar, for example, or Force, these are the more established teams. They've been together for a while. Do you think it's going to be a little different against Heroic?
Well, I don't think so, because all the teams we play are really good teams. They are a new team. They brought in Cadian, and obviously they're doing pretty good. They lost, I don't know if they lost any best of 3 when they brought him in. So I think they're really good team and they play really great, but I know we're ready also, and I hope we're going to put up a really good fight.
Well, Emmy, I know you're going to put up a really good fight, but so will Heroic, and you've got 1 hour to get ready. What are you going to prioritize?
We're just going to go through the maps, what we're going to play, what we think they're going to pick or something like that, and we're going to make a game plan and chill for 1 hour. This best of 3 was really tired, considering we threw away that Dust 2, I could say, but
well,
so that's it.
Emmy, go and chill with the team. Congratulations. We'll see you very shortly.
Thank you.
I don't think they threw it away. I think Dust 2 was just one of those maps, you know, like we had so many rounds where Avanagar played amazing CS on Dust 2. It's certain rounds where it's more like, what are they even doing or what's even going on? And Dust 2 is a map that really does exacerbate that, right? So I really don't want to, like, I don't agree with him with the fact that they threw it. It's just Avanagar just had a couple of cool clutch moments. But Inferno, that win was actually pretty convincing.
It really was, and man, these players, they actually had to invest everything within this series. I'm sure that they're tired. I know we got Monster Energy fridges everywhere, so they're going to have to shotgun some of those and get ready for this grand finals.
Well, Blair, do you want to take us through an anti-eco on Dust 2?
Yes, this is what I noticed from Avanagar and why they're such a good team on Dust 2. If you look at this round in particular, round number 11, it is an anti-eco. You can see CR4ZY, they don't have anything purchased. They just have some CZs, you have a couple of pistols, some players with armor. And look at the way Avanagar approaches this round, right? They have taken control of long, and oh, I think this is a little bit too later on. I'm just going to roll it back a little bit. And there we go. We can see them like tossing in the Molotov coming into a short. Look at that Molotov towards short. Emmy gets forced out from that position. Then more Molotovs. Basically, the floor is lava on that A bomb site. And they take that entire bomb site without suffering a single casualty, not taking a sliver of damage, just with excellent utility usage. And bear in mind, they were aware, and they should have had a pretty decent read that CR4ZY would potentially be on an eco or a forced buy. And the way Avanagar won this round, without having to really rattle off a single shot, it's just a thing of beauty. And this is something teams could learn more. Nowadays, with the current meta, we do see so many like great teams, because of the firepower they possess, they tend to just kind of rush into sites, and you can't really give an opportunity. Just because a player has a deagle doesn't mean he can't, like, one deagle and completely dismantle you, right? So this is just a textbook example of how to play an anti-eco on Dust 2.
Well, thank you very much, Blair. Thank you, Potter. I'm going to let you guys take a break along with the teams as well, because we are going to be back in half an hour with the pre-show. And in an hour's time, our two final teams, Crazy and Heroic, will be hitting the server for our grand final. It's going to be lit. Don't miss it. We'll see you there.